Mansions of Madness is a game for 2 to 5 players, in which most of the players control a team of investigators exploring a malevolent mansion, which is controlled by the last player. Unlike most other games, however, the investigators don't actually know how to win the game. You see, this game is all about the story. When setting everything up, the player controlling the mansion crafts a unique story out of a series of possible narratives, and each story has different objectives for all the players. In one game, players might have to defeat a specific monster, but in another, they might simply have to escape the mansion alive. However, because players don't know how to win, they must first follow a series of clues by working together to explore the mansion. Once the final clue is discovered, the objective will be revealed. Their investigation is impeded, however, by the evil plotting of the mansion and the player controlling it. Throughout the game, the mansion has an arsenal of monsters, magic, and other various forces of evil that he can use to terrorize investigators. The passage of time is represented by a small deck of event cards, and each one activates after a set amount of turns. As the night drags on, the story grows more and more urgent, and eventually it might be too late for anyone to win. That's right, you heard me! In this game, due to the heavy story focus, it's very possible that the game will end with no victor. Once the game starts, the investigators are free to travel throughout the mansion, exploring various rooms for helpful items and, hopefully, clues to further the story. On their turn, investigators are allowed to move 2 spaces and then take an action. That action can be running to travel to a 3rd space, exploring a room to see what's in it, using a special item's ability, or attacking a monster. Exploring a room will sometimes uncover various puzzles, such as a locked suitcase or a series of wires that have short-circuited. Any such obstacles will prevent investigators from continuing to search the room until the puzzle has been completed. Some rooms in the mansion will also be locked, and players cannot enter them until they meet the requirements, such as knowing a password or solving another type of puzzle. The player controlling the mansion does not have a character that represents him. Instead, he can choose to summon monsters to do his bidding, or he can turn the mansion itself against the investigators. On his turn, the mansion accumulates threat equal to the number of investigators, and this threat is what he uses to act. In addition to summoning and moving monsters around, the mansion may also play various cards on the investigator's turn in response to things happening around them. If someone has just entered a basement, for instance, the mansion might be able to bring the darkness to life, scaring the player and forcing their character to run away in terror. The mansion can also traumatize the investigators by giving them permanent disabilities after they've taken damage. If someone just got attacked by a monster, the mansion can embellish the story around the attack by adding that it also caused, say, a back injury or a hearing loss. Jenny Barnes has spent the majority of her young life in pursuit of creature comforts, fine dining, and the latest fashions. But during her most recent summer in Paris, she received a letter from her sister, Isabel. In this letter, Isabel confessed that mysterious forces were aligning against her, and that she feared she may fall victim to some paranormal threat. It was the last letter Jenny received from her beloved sister. Jenny has since returned to the States to track down and investigate all occult occurrences she can find. Hardly a wilting flower, she has proven herself a crack shot, as well as a fearless and clever investigator of the unknown. Until Isabel's disappearance is explained, Jenny will never relent in her search, and she will do so impeccably dressed. Joe Diamond is a private investigator with a reputation for handling cases that everyone else regards as supernatural nonsense. He's thorough in his investigations, and he's no one to be trifled with. His services have been employed by the wealthy, as well as those down on their luck. No case is too large, too small, too strange, or too dangerous. In his experience, things start getting nasty right when you start reaching the truth, and that's exactly where he likes to be. At night, Ashcan Pete sleeps wherever his travels take him. In a field, on a train, or maybe, if he's lucky, in a barn. He bunks with his loyal hound dog Duke on one side and his beat-up guitar on the other. And sometimes when Ashcan Pete sleeps, he dreams. He dreams of haunted, tortured places and of horrible creatures. When he wakes up, he knows that someone needs his help because his dreams are true. He couldn't say how long he's been on the road, living by his wits, but he can say for certain, no place is too far to go to help someone in need. As long as Pete can help people, he's not likely to stop wandering anytime soon.